So this short video is about calculating the effects of an import quota in an industry. So suppose you have a country that has imposed an import quota, and you have a supply and demand diagram that describes the industry. And we know from earlier classes that at any price, say P1, domestic supply would be S1, and domestic demand would be D1, and the difference between D1 and S1 would be equal to imports, right? And now that quantity, which we're measuring as by the distance on the quantity axis, that quantity could be greater than the import quota, or could be less than the import quota. And we'll be assuming here that the import quota is going to be less than, say, this amount of imports. So if the import quota is less than this amount of imports, what will happen? Well, there won't be enough at that price, P1, to satisfy the domestic demand, and so the price will rise domestically. So the price might rise to, say, P2. At P2, we have a new increased supply and a reduced demand, and we have a new amount of imports, D2 minus S2, right? And that amount may still be larger than the quota, and so the price will continue to rise, say, to P3, and at P3 we have an amount of imports, D3 minus S3, and let's say that this amount now, this amount that we have here, is exactly the import quota. So that will be the new equilibrium. This amount will be the quota, and P3 will be the domestic price. Then P1 would still be the world price. P3 would be the domestic price. So that's basically how the thought process that you go through for seeing what the effects would be of a binding quota, a quota that's smaller than the amount of imports that would be demanded at the world price P1 that we started with.